Hello, welcome to Yoga with Paula. Let's come to a seated position of choice. Use any props that you may have, blocks, straps, towel, pillow if you need for more comfort. And let's bring the palms face up, thumb and finger together. Close the eyes for a moment. Feel those elbows softening in towards your waistline. Check that your head's not tilted up too much so that you're pinching the back of the neck. And imagine you were gazing forwards, maybe to the tip of the nose or between the brow. Feel the eyelids softening. Just notice as you sit, how are you feeling right now? Is there any tightness? Do you feel fine? Observe any emotions that may arise as you sit quietly for a moment. Trying not to pass judgment on them, just watching. Trying to let go of tension. And gently bring the focus of the mind to the breath. Without altering your breath, just notice how you're breathing. Begin to observe any sensations you feel in the nose and the throat as you inhale and exhale. Helping to bring the body to a state of calmness before we move into the poses. Together, let's take 3 deeper breaths in and out. We'll inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale 1. Exhale 1. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 3. Relax your breath again. Bring it back to a natural rhythm in and out. Turn your palms back over to your knees and gradually open your eyes, adjusting to the light. Let's start by circling the shoulders and move those shoulders around. Notice how they feel. Maybe your elbows are going to come up. Let's do 3 more circles. Breathing a little deeper as you circle around and change direction. So reaching across the upper back as the shoulders come forwards. And then 3 deeper breaths, maybe lifting those elbows if that's comfortable. And then roll your shoulders back. Turn your palms up towards the ceiling. 3 deep breaths. Inhale, lift up above your head. Exhale, gazing down as the arms lower. Inhale, nice deep breath in. Exhale, softening as you exhale out. Inhale, 1 more, lift the arms. Exhale, release the arms down. Bring your hands back to your knees and just tilt the head side to side. Notice how your neck feels. Try not to move the entire body. Turn your head 3 times, side to side, right to left. Try and keep your shoulders still. Back to the middle. Carefully with this, bring the chin to your throat and lift your head, but don't take it back too far. Maybe lift the gaze. And again, chin down as you exhale. Bring your head up as you inhale. And 1 more. We want to be careful not to over squeeze the back of the neck as we lift the head back to the middle. Now let's just pick the knees up, lift them up, and bring your legs out in front. So you can stretch your legs out. See if they'll go straight. If they don't, leave those knees a little bit, or all the way out, and possibly hands behind. Separate your feet enough so that as you circle your feet and toes around, they don't knock each other on the way in. And then go the other way. Try and remember to breathe as you circle those feet. Bring the legs up, or the toes up, and soften those knees if you can't sit upright, and then just wiggle the toes. Stretch the toes, relax the toes, draw up the toes forwards, pointing them, and draw the toes towards you. So exhale, point your toes forwards. Inhale, lift them towards you. And one more. And bring them back up. And relax. Now bring your feet to the floor, a little in front of your knees. You can hold on to your shins. It's going to be a seated cat-cow stretch. So as we exhale, we will roll back and try and bring your belly towards your spine. Maybe you'll feel a stretch through the arms if you roll back far enough. And then as you inhale, just gazing forwards, don't lift your head too high, lift your body towards your thighs. So 3 times. Exhale, roll back, belly towards your spine, arms lengthened. Inhale when you're ready, lifting up, gazing forwards. Really feel that nice stretch through your back as you exhale and try to roll back. Maybe hands come a little closer to the knees. And maybe as you inhale, sit up, they go down towards the ankles. And one more. Roll back, belly in. Inhale, lifting nice and tall. And then exhaling, releasing the breath, the legs, and come back with the soles of the feet together. And let's just flutter the legs. Butterfly pose, so just like a butterfly, fluttering your wings. See if there's any stiffness in those groins, maybe hips, and relax. Taking your legs out, or one leg out to the side. Try and stretch through the knee. Again, you may not be able to straighten your leg. You may have to bring your leg a little closer than mine is. You don't want to be horribly uncomfortable, but you want to feel like you're stretching. Let's take this arm down towards the ankle and this one sweep it out to the side and see how far over to this extended leg can you reach. So here we have this nice stretch through here. Try not to crunch down into this side. Try and keep a little length if possible. And sort of reach to where the ceiling and the wall meet rather than directly towards your foot. So just keep feeling that stretch. So the body right now is facing forwards. And then 3 times we're going to inhale and exhale over towards that extended leg and arm to ear. Inhale, lift up again. And exhale, bring the arm towards the ear. Now be mindful of your head and neck, don't drop it. Inhale, reach over to the side. Exhale, reach to the extended leg. And let's see if we can stay here. So wherever you are with this, just move a little so that you feel like your body is beginning to adjust to this stretch without too much discomfort. And those of you that can, you're going to turn your palm to the ceiling and try to turn belly, ribs and chest upwards so that you're looking under this arm now, rather than looking forwards. You can stay here if you like, or you can look under the arm. And some of you may even be able to bring the arm back and towards this thigh. So you'll see my hand is here. Now that may not be possible, but you might be able to put your hand on your back if the arm is tired, up or around. It could also come to the back. And it's the shoulder that's going back. And then it's the belly, the ribs, the chest and the shoulder revolving. This hand could go to here to help rotate. So we're just gently rotating the body, trying not to collapse down to this side too much. And you may have to bend your knee. And just hold that for a moment. And just in your own time, breathe. So you back off a little as you inhale, and you go a little deeper as you exhale. And then just lift the arm up again if it was behind you. Reach towards that extended leg, facing forwards now with the body. And then back to the arm to the floor. And again, my chest, or my belly and my chest are forwards. No longer twisting. Other side, bring this leg in, take this leg out. Okay, just for you just have to feel, where can I bring this leg so that it can actually bend to the side. This leg's trying to stay close to the floor, or down to the floor. Now this arm is going to come towards your ankle. This palm turns up, and you're going to inhale, and exhale, reach your arm to your ear, maybe, and stretch over to that side, keeping your body facing forwards. Stretch the arm. And again, let's take a deep breath in, lowering the arm. Exhale, reach your arm to your ear. Inhale, reach your arm towards the floor. Exhale, reach your arm towards your ear. One more when you're ready. Inhale, lift up. Nice full breath out. Reach your arm towards your ear. Remember, it's towards where the ceiling and the wall meet right now instead of down towards the foot. So just, you want a nice long lengthened stretch through your side. And you can then begin to maybe rotate your belly, ribs and chest back so that you're looking up under this arm now rather than forwards. And then this hand maybe comes around behind your back, and those of you that could reach it, may have to help it out here, reach it if possible, if your arm goes that far, to your thigh. So here with this little twist now, so your belly, ribs, chest are rotating back, the other arm's towards your shin or maybe your ankle with that leg as stretched as possible. Let's take 3 deeper breaths in and try to twist as we exhale. So we inhale, my bottom presses down, and exhale, I'm trying to rotate around a little. I can back off a little as I inhale, and then exhale, try to gently twist. One more, inhale. Exhale all the air out, trying to twist. And then release the arm, bring it back up and over, stretch towards your thigh, stretch your legs, stretch and expand your arm, gazing forwards, dropping your ribs down towards the lower ribs if they were sticking up like mine are, and then coming back up, inhaling, and bring the soles of the feet back together in butterfly pose, and just sort of, let's give the arms and hands a little shake out, and maybe the legs too. Open and close the fingers, relax your shoulders, circle your hands in and away from one another, or in and away from your body, and the other way. Stretch your fingers, relax them, back to your knees. Okay, let's come over to our knees and shins. Toes together, sit back towards your heels. Maybe you can't sit that far back, so you may be a little higher. Arms out in front, a child's pose. Try and sit back to your heels, to your bottom to your heels. Bring your head down. Take 3 deep breaths. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, bring your body towards the floor. If you cannot reach that far back, come a little further forwards with your hands and keep your bottom a little higher. Inhale, you're stretching forwards. Exhale, you're stretching your bottom back to the wall behind it. Try and keep your arms lengthened. Inhale, reach with your fingers forwards. Exhale, look to the floor, and then just stay there for a moment. You can shift your hips side to side, and then bring your arms back so that your elbows and hands are under your forehead, and rest your forehead to the top of your wrist or hand, and see if you can allow your knees and your thighs to relax. Maybe they're a little tight and they need to stretch out a little more. Let your head come down, and in this position all you're going to do is take 3 deep breaths in and out. Inhale, belly, ribs back, chest expanding. Exhale, everything softening. 2 more deep breaths in and out. Try to feel the expansion as you inhale and feel the softening as you exhale. Continue to breathe deeply. Maybe you'll do a little more than 3, that's okay. Really empty your lungs at the bottom of that exhalation. Push that little bit of air out that we often hold on to. Then come back to just a regular breath. Relax the breath back to normal. Breaths in and out. Pick up your head. Walk your elbows back under you to help yourself back up. And we'll come to a balance. So let's take the hands, or the fingers slightly in front of shoulders, wrists underneath the shoulders, and knees under the hips. Take your knees together. Stretch one leg back so your toes are on the floor and you're just reaching. So this gives you a moment to just balance out where your hands need to be. Think about bringing your belly in so that you support your back. Look forwards, so maybe you're looking at me first while you're figuring out what to do, and then you're going to lift one leg about hip height. So you don't want it too low, you don't want it too high, it's hip height. And I like to just look through, and if I can see my toes, I know roughly it's about hip height. Find that balance, and if your knee hurts, you can always put something under it, a towel or a blanket. Now I have my right leg off the floor, and I'm going to lift my left arm out and forwards. So I'm transferring the weight a little to my right hand. My left arm is coming out and my gaze is forwards to help me balance. So you may feel a little wobbly. You want to just try and keep your gaze on one thing so that your body isn't swaying all over the place. So you can look down to the floor, you can bring your gaze slightly forwards. Be careful not to crunch the back of your neck by lifting the head too high. So your arm, this right arm of mine is beginning to feel a little tired. So it's really good to help strengthen that arm as I press my hand into the floor and breathe and hold and balance. And then bring your hand down first. Find that weight on both hands. Bring your knee back and take a sit back to your heels, or maybe not all the way if you can't quite get there, and just rest for a moment. So relax your arms, legs, back, belly. Take a deep breath in, exhale all the way out, and then bring your head back up. And let's do the other side. So remember, knees together. Find that balance on your hands before you pick your leg off the ground. Bring your belly in, so we don't want to arch the back. Keep the belly lifted. Feel strong. Stretch your leg out behind. Toes are on the floor first. Pick your leg up to about hip height. Adjust your hands if you feel a little off balance. And then gaze forwards. So my left leg is now out, and I'm going to slightly shift the weight to my left hand before I pick my right hand up. Keep lengthening through the back of that leg that's behind and lifted from the floor, and then raise the opposite arm if you can, out in front. Find your balance. Find your gaze on one thing to help you balance. Remember to breathe. Feel like you are maybe pressing your foot to the wall behind you and pressing your hand that's on the floor down into the ground to help strengthen this arm. Breathe, balance. Just bring your arm down first, place your hand to the floor and really feel that weight now on both hands, and then release your knee back to the floor. Sit back to child's pose, knees may go apart if that's more comfortable. Cross your arms in front, place your head down and relax. So just feel any sensations from that pose beginning to dissolve. Head is down. Relax your neck, your back, your legs, feet, arms and hands. Take a good deep breath in, full exhalation out. Pick your head back up and then come back to your knees. And we are going to take one foot forwards. So there it is. Knee is over the heel. I'm going to lean forwards and try and get my hands to the floor and then slide this leg back. So I'm in a low lunge. Notice my knee is over my heel. If you can't reach your hands to the floor and this feels really uncomfortable, you can always use blocks or maybe books, anything that helps you sort of get closer to feeling something under your hands. In this position, you can move back and forwards a little. Just be careful that your knee isn't in this position because this might put too much pressure on the knee. So for this pose, we want to have this nice strong support up through the shin. And you can just shift back and forwards. So I'm just moving my weight back and forwards, stretching through here, stretching under here. My knee's going to go back further, but be careful of your groin area there. And then those of you who feel like you could tuck your toes and push into a higher lunge, you're going to come to a higher lunge. So you could stay right here if you want to with the foot flat. So we're here or here, feeling this stretch here. And then knee coming back down for everybody. Put your foot back to the floor and let's push off of this heel and see if we can get the hips moving backwards towards this heel. And stretch through this leg. So your hamstring, your knee, your calf muscles getting a nice stretch. You just transfer the weight back and forwards. Again, making sure that you're trying to keep this knee over your heel as you come forwards. And then hold. Maybe one more time, tuck your toes. Those of you who can, pick your knee up. Take a deep breath in, look forwards. And exhale to bring your knee back. Foot back to the floor and carefully bring that leg back. You're going to feel that stretch maybe in the groin area. Other side, so take your other foot forwards. If it doesn't quite make it, you're just going to have to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle forwards. Some of you can pick your foot up, put your hands. I like to line my hands up with my toes, and then this knee's going back a little. So this may be as far as some of you can go. It might feel like this is just about enough, but maybe you can shift your groin towards the floor. And if your knee starts to come forwards in front of your toes, then you have to move your foot. So I'm going to feel that stretch in the back leg, up through the front of the thigh, into my groin, up through to my psoas muscle, moving up all the way out to my waist. And gently release forwards and down to the floor with my thigh. Those of you who can tuck that toe, use your fingers. I'm on my fingertips, you may notice here, not flat, because that gets me close to the leg. I want to actually lift away from the leg with my chest. And maybe knee up. You can rock a little. Same thing, that knee was down, you can just rock. And then moving back even further, so everybody place your back foot to the floor. Shift your weight back, and maybe slide that heel forwards a little. Try and bring your toes up. Stretch through here, and then see if you can reach your chest forwards towards the leg. So you may feel like you're here because you might be tighter than me. And your knee might have to bend a little. You're trying to lengthen out with your chest towards your toes and beyond. Look forwards. You take a deep breath in and exhale, lower down. Stretch more. And then forwards, maybe back. Couple more times. So I'm inhaling here, and then I'm going to exhale, reach back with my hips. One more. And exhale back. Come back. Hold your lunge a moment there, or toes tucked and knee lifted. Look forwards. So I'm using a lot of energy and strength in my heel to support me, not too much weight on the hands. And then I'm going to bring the back knee back carefully down so don't crash it down onto the floor, foot flat, and just take that leg back. Come back to your child's pose, arms crossed, head down, adjust your knees, take a good deep breath in, expanding everything, really letting go as you exhale. Twice more. One more. And let's lift the head, come back up, over onto your bottom again. So now take both legs out to the sides. So we trying to get our legs straight, but this may not happen. So you might have to bend your knees, bring them in, even sit up on a pillow if you're feeling like you're really falling backwards, and do the best you can. So if you feel like you're here, then that's a good idea to sit up on a pillow to help tilt your hips and pelvis forwards. So we're going to stretch the legs out as far as we can, and then lift up through the torso. So don't immediately try and reach forwards and just feel like, oh, there's no way. Sit tall, stretch through the legs, draw your toes up. So try not to drop them down right now. Bring them up and feel the stretch in the ankle. Maybe you feel the stretch in the calf muscle. Maybe all you can do is sit up or not sit up. So you might feel like, oh, this is enough. But you want to now put your hands forwards on the floor in front of you and use them to press yourself up and see if you can slide those heels out a little. It might just be the skin's pinching underneath your legs. And then try and walk out. Now as you walk out, if you immediately go into collapsing forwards, you're going to be better to keep the hands a little further back to begin with. Lift and then out as you feel your body adjusting to the stretch. Because it might be that here is tight and not necessarily the back. Right, so I'm going to walk my hands out a little bit further. I'm going to press my feet out further. And then when you get to a point where you feel like that's just as far as I can go, stay there. Inhale a little deeper, lifting sort of upwards, and see if you can let the arms and hands and elbows lower down without collapsing in your back to the floor as you exhale. Twice more. I'm lifting up as I inhale and reaching out a little, and then exhale, I'm trying to lower my body down. So bring your gaze down once you know what you're doing. And another deep breath in and out. So feel like you could reach forwards a little more. Maybe you just stay right where you are, but it's better than giving up. Stay again where you've now landed with that last exhalation. Breathe. Try not to struggle with the breath. If you're really struggling, back off. And then let's take the hands back. And bring your feet in again. Back to your butterfly pose. Flutter the legs. Like, oh. Stretch those legs. Stretch those groins out. Smile. You may not feel like smiling. Bring your knees up. We are going to come over onto our backs to finish in Shavasana, relaxation pose. So you're going to come onto the length of your mat. Carefully take yourself down to the floor. So those of you that feel like you're able to, you can roll back, keep a nice scoop in the belly here, C-shaped curve, and maybe you have the strength without straining the back to roll all the way back. Now I like to stop along the way. And if I start to ever feel like this action's happening where I'm pushing up to get back to the floor with the ribs, I'm going to put my hands to the floor. So keep the belly in, roll back, keeping the knees bent helps to protect the back too. And when you feel like this is probably enough for me, if you can't make it all the way down, put your elbows down, pull your belly in, and take yourself carefully down using the support of your elbows. You may have already felt like, I'm just going to collapse to the floor by now. That's okay. Just don't hurt yourself. Take now your feet to the floor for a moment with knees bent, and feel that width across the shoulder blades. Right? So Shavasana, we're preparing. And let's for a moment just keep the feet slightly apart, about shoulder width, and let your knees come in together, just slightly. Hands on your belly. Again, widen that space between the shoulder blades, pick your head up, and relax your jaw, right? And relax your shoulders. Now, if your back feels okay, you could always tilt the pelvis a little back and forth, so gently arch and flatten to find that neutral position. So it's neither pushed into the floor, but it's not overarched, it's just neutral, just about enough to feel your hand going under your back. Yeah. And rest your hands on your belly. And then if that feels okay, separate the knees. And now just take your legs out. So you can pick your head up, maybe support it. Look at your feet. You want them slightly out from the hips. A little wider than the shoulders now. About the width of your mat, so don't go too wide. Yeah. Head back down. Now hands may stay on your belly or then maybe out to the sides, just a little away from the side of the body. Relax your arms and fingers. Relax your shoulders, your neck and head, and just sort of move side to side of your head as you begin to settle into this pose. And then let's take our mind down to our toes. Relax your toes, feet and ankles. Then moving up into the calf muscles and shins and knees. Just moving if they're uncomfortable or pinching, if the skin's pinching under you, just adjust. Relaxing into the thighs and hamstrings, buttocks and hips. Relaxing your belly and ribs and chest. Relaxing your lower back and your middle back and your upper back. Relax the space between the shoulder blades. And relax your shoulders. All the way down into your arms, wrists and hands, fingers and toes. Relax your throat and your neck. And check that your teeth are unclenched. And release the tongue, or the back of the tongue, from the roof of the mouth. Relax cheeks, temples, brow and eyes, skull, ears. And allow the breath to gently come in and out, effortless and calm. If a thought enters the mind, come back to the gentle flow of breath in and out. Gaze is straight ahead or straight up. Breathe, relax, and let go. In your mind, count 3 slow breaths in and out. And after those 3 slow breaths, very gently bring the focus of the mind now back to yourself lying on the mat. Begin to feel the floor beneath you and just move your feet and heels gently. Move your fingers and thumbs. And then your legs, your back and arms. Carefully roll your head from one side to the other. Just a couple of times. And rest it back in the center. Let's take the feet together with the toes pointing up and bring your arms as carefully as you can behind you, and as you breathe in, take a nice long stretch, and you can point your toes, and as you exhale, relax and release. And again, take a nice long stretch as you breathe in and exhale. Relax. One more nice long deep stretch as you breathe in. You can flex or you can flex your feet or point your toes. Whatever feels right for you. A little wiggle side to side. And then bring your arms back down and rest your hands to your belly as you start to walk your feet back under your knees. Stretch your lower back towards your feet. And then one at a time, bring your knees to your belly, ribs and chest, hug them in. Little rock side to side as you begin to gently think about coming back to a seated position. Now don't suddenly sit up. Let's roll to one side and try to come up from the side after being on your back. So the head comes to the arm that's close to the floor. This hand helps to press you back up. Carefully coming up, not to put any sort of undue strain in the back. Coming back to your seated position, legs crossed right where you started, or soles of the feet together, and roll the shoulders down. Place your hands to your knees, turn them up, thumb and finger together, and feel those knees softening to the earth again, crown of the head reaching to the sky. Take 3 deep breaths in and out again. Inhale 1, exhale 1, inhale 2,